Coming, and we continue our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and the topic of the next press briefing is protest action. Don't turn a blind eye to corrupt practices in the Ukrainian Red Cross Society. Our guests are Anna Burdyliak, Mykhailo Tulskyi, Olena Kozachenko, journalist, Slidstvo.Info, Dmytro Kuzin, legal advisor, Transparency International Ukraine, and Max Hilpert, donor from a Swiss organization Forum OST-WEST. Please, you're welcome. Good afternoon, dear guests. We're here because we face the problem as volunteers. We came to Red Cross of Ukraine, and there are some shadow practices, and we believe that corruption is present there, and they abuse their power, and this is selling of humanitarian help, and it was covered in the news and in the media. Also, non-transparent use of donor funds, and also not transparent tenders. And also this organization don't want to present and disclose financial information, and they do not adhere to the principles of transparency, and we want to get your support in order to fight this. And this was Mykhailo Tulskyi, and now the floor is given to Anna Burdyliak. So the selling of humanitarian help is a problem in humanitarian organizations, but Red Cross has a special status. It is a renowned organization, and in Ukrainian level, it is legally protected, and the only thing that can help to stop these corrupt practices is the president of Ukraine. It should do something about the situation and stop corruption practices. Also, International Red Cross should support us and should fight corruption. And International Red Cross, it says that they do not have hierarchical links to the Ukrainian Red Cross. But International Red Cross finance 12 programs of Ukrainian Red Cross, and they pay coordinators, and they finance all the some vouchers, some other assistance. So International Red Cross covers the corrupt activities of Ukrainian Red Cross. And we cannot tolerate this in this organization. And the Ministry of Health provides about 80 million hryvnias to Ukrainian Red Cross each year, and do not request any report from Ukrainian Red Cross as to spending of these funds. And they do not investigate this matter, how they spend these funds. And the ministry, it is the element of executive power, and according to the law, they should control the Ukrainian Red Cross Society. And we have a video that testifies that the Red Cross of Ukraine, they sell humanitarian help. So this is a proof of their illegal activity. Good afternoon, I'm Anna, I'm from Red Cross. Can you speak with me now? Tell us, please. We now conduct an internal audit, and we phone people, and we want to ask you about the services that they provide to you, who visits you. And they told me that I can buy something from these products you have. Yes, we have some products, but these products are out of date, and you can buy from this batch of products. And they started to help more. No. I wrote to them, and there is a corruption movement, and they didn't provide us with anything, and I can't hear it. I don't hear. So some diapers packages, and they want money for this. And we want to know how Red Cross interacts with you. Ты слышишь что-то? I can't hear this. And do you attend you often? Yes, they come. There are 2 women who support us. They are very good. And I phone you from the Red Cross. We have an internal audit. And we phone people who are the beneficiaries of the Red Cross. Could you tell us, please, how do you interact with our Shevchenkovsky region Red Cross? I was there yesterday. Did they provide you with some assistance? I addressed to the deputy because they didn't provide anything and they didn't help, because I had a complaint to them. And also I came to Director Natalia Fedorovna, and the medicines, they are out of date, and even my daughter suffered because of these outdated medicines, and then they found again. So once in 5 years they provide us with some assistance, and the previous year and the year before the last they did this. So practically all these people, we phoned them because they should get support, and there are people who bought some humanitarian help, those people that are provided with services from the Red Cross. So this is a cold calls for Red Cross, and that they want that these people buy these products, and these people say that they bought something from Red Cross, and this is terrible. And this is not only in Kiev. We have here Max Hilpert, and he is donor from a Swiss organization, and he lives here for many years, and he knows about Ukrainian situation. And he tried to provide some humanitarian help to the Red Cross and to Ukrainian people, and he faced difficult situation, and he will tell us about this. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you just listened, I'm here for 25 years, and I like to bring humanitarian help especially for hospitals in Ukraine. So I organized last year more than 100 tons humanitarian help from Switzerland to Odessa. And we did it via Red Cross because the custom clearance in Odessa, they told me it would be better so that we don't have to pay custom clearance to do it via Red Cross Odessa. For me, as a Swiss guy, I said, you know, Red Cross, this is 100% guarantee. But it turned out a little bit different, because we had contracts with our donors in Switzerland, which we agreed with them to bring all the material to 7 different institutions, like hospitals. And the Red Cross in Odessa, this Mrs. Barnich, she signed it. But she didn't care, so they They didn't listen to this contract we made. They just distributed the material like they wanted. They told me I have nothing to say anymore, but I had a contract which they also saw it, that only my wife Yulia and myself can distribute all the material, and we also obliged to control it in the name of the Swiss sponsors. But we find out then later that some material got lost or disappeared, and I had lots of people that I think they don't like that I'm here, because always I have some calls that I shouldn't go to the media. The name of Red Cross put it in the dirt, which of course it's not my fault, it's the fault of this lady, Mrs. Barnich, in Odessa. So then we had to go to, we made a criminal act, and so these people, they asking me not to go to the media. They said, you can take the rest of what's over from this humanitarian help, and you take back this, the papers from the police, which of course I can't do this, because this lady also, she said that my wife Yulia and myself, we have a smuggler channel in Odessa. This is what she told 2 weeks ago on an official Odessa TV. And of course I cannot accept this because it's not true. We spend too much time and money to bring this humanitarian help. And after this case is over, we will not stop to bring more humanitarian help to Odessa.
Дякую, пане Макс. Наступною до слова запрошується Олена Козаченко.
We are giving the floor to the journalist Olena Kozachenko. I will be brief. This story started in November last year. If talking the truth, truly speaking, I knew that some resonance will take place, but I didn't know that so many people would respond to our information. I am very thankful to Transparency International, because me, myself, I can't follow the situation all the time. And our former volunteers, all those persons who supported me, who addressed Slidstvo.Info, they were oppressed, they were fired, unfortunately, but they have strong civil positions. They want to change something, and we are doing this together. I'm very desperate about the response of Coca-Cola Company, Procter & Gamble Company. When I wrote many letters to them asking for help, I told them that their products are sold instead of giving them to those people in need free of charge. I understand they don't want scandals, but with their reputation they could help us and support us. The same reaction, the same feedback was from the Ministry of Health, and I'm also I would like to say that the police, prosecutor's office, they also do not care about this issue. This is because of resonance and Swiss donors involved. Just this helped to address at least some attention to this matter, and I call to focus attention. We have proofs. Come to us. I'm calling on police so that the law enforcement officers, they will have the evidence to work with. So as concerns the Red Cross and the situation in this organization inside, unfortunately there is a problem with our colleagues. I am very grateful to those journalists who support us and release information which we provide. We took part in TV channel Ukraine program 2 months ago. Max was called today and he was told this program still was not broadcast. I don't know why, and Max was called from the TV channel and he was told not to come to today's news conference. I don't know what this is connected with. This is very unpleasant for us, but Max would like to improve the situation. As concerns the Red Cross, no audits took place there. This is just games with lawyers and I don't know who else, just to show their good image to the public, and the corrupt practice and general problems are that the top officials of Red Cross, they are members of some parties, so it is very easy to draw a conclusion who and for what they work. So we call on journalists, mass media, civil activists, cabinet of ministers or MPs. We ask you to help us to combat corruption in this organization. And now I'm giving the floor to legal advisor of Transparency International, Dmytro Kuzin. Olena was told the truth. There were no audits. One district organization just examined the other branch of Red Cross. The first thing is intransparent spending of those funds allocated from the Ministry of Health to the patronage service. This is 313 million last year, which were allocated to the Red Cross for patronage service. When we got to know those facts, we addressed Ministry of Health with a letter to examine the distribution of those funds, the disbursements, and the Ministry of Health responded to us that they do not have right to control the funds they allocate. However, the Article 37 of the law is saying that the Ministry of Health has powers to control the funds it allocates. And the second fact is that Red Cross is operating in a transparent manner. The first thing is that the election takes place at the Red Cross organization, but there is no information at their website that any election takes place inside this organization, and there is no information about the results of activities of the top management of this organization at the time even of election of their top managers. We addressed many donors, and donors think that nothing bad is happening in the Red Cross organization, and the public bodies of our country, they also do not respond to and do not react adequately to the information which we provide. We demand the transparent examinations, audits at the Red Cross organization. so that they are conducted not in that manner in which they take place now, when one official of Red Cross comes to check the other official of Red Cross. We demand transparent orders, and then publicizing of the results at some public news conference, and the next to combat impunity. Those persons who are guilty, they should be punished. Two top officials have been fired, but this is not the true punishment, because they just and we would like all these materials to be submitted to the law enforcement offices. And we would like the government, the Ministry of Health, to control spending of budget funds. These are our demands, which we voice out at all meetings and all conferences in mass media. And we invite journalists to the action near Hotel Kozachenko today at 1:00 p.m. Why at near Kozachenko Hotel? Because the board of the Red Cross now has the meeting there where they elect top managers of Red Cross, and we may forecast that the Red Cross will have the same top managers ruling the organization. For example, Mr. Posytsiya, who has been heading the organization in Ukraine for 30 years, and all those corrupt practices they have been taking place in the Red Cross under his ruling, let's say so. And we think that the Ministry of Health also provides the cover to those misuse of money, of budget funds, and we have very bad suspicions about this situation. We have 2 or 3 minutes. Please, your questions. Are there any questions or comments? There are no questions and comments. Then we end our press conference. So please, journalists, we invite you to 1:00 sharp to the vicinity of Kozachenko Hotel, to the action.
Діє.